I'm just going to go ahead and say what I've got to say, man. And then we'll put this on YouTube and we'll address it to Misty. Because gone ahead and propagated the ban list. And we'll start from the very beginning. Because that's what matters most. After she took a vacation, right, I decided to unfollow for a little bit. And then she reached out to me. Now, if y'all are unaware, unfollows are supposed to be anonymous, right? Channel owner is not supposed to know when someone unfollows them. However, there are third-party tools you can use to find out when somebody does unfollow you. So, after the vacation, I kind of felt that maybe Misty didn't need as much financial support as she had indicated, right? And I'm not saying Misty's a liar. I'm not saying Misty's a scammer. I'm not saying that she intentionally misled anyone. But, you know, when you say the dog's vet bills are $500 a month, and when you say that you need $150 for a new dog bed because the other one got ruined, and when the big exciting purchase is a microwave, that kind of indicates that you don't have a ton of money in savings. And when Misty confronted me, which is what she did, she confronted me after I unfollowed. That made me uncomfortable. All right. So let's start off with who made who uncomfortable first. Unfollows are supposed to be anonymous, and Misty reached out to me asking why I unfollowed. So it seems that the cult is either you're in or you're out. Either way. So being caught off guard after being reached out to after what should have been an anonymous unfollow, I was caught on the back foot, and I didn't want to call her a liar. I didn't want to say I feel like you've misled people about your financial situation. I didn't want to do that. So I said, please be careful with the words that you choose to describe your situation, because some people might have felt misled or that some kind of false representation might have taken place. I didn't say anything more than that. I didn't mention anybody's relationship with anybody because that doesn't fucking matter to me at all. The only thing that matters to me is the front that you put on to the rest of the world to try and show what your actual situation is, but without giving too much detail, right? Another person said to me that when they get on stream, that's their disconnect, be silly, whatever, not be themselves type moment. And I get that. I respect that. I fully agree. That's how it should be. But in Misty's case, when she's talking about financial needs and this much money needed for that, and that's crossing that boundary from just a character into like, this is my real world financial situation. Like, these are my needs, blah, 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 blah. And so once you start making that crossover, in my mind, it's like, oh, you actually need that help. You're saying these things to a massive crowd of people because you actually do need that help, And like I told somebody else, I'm not Oscar Schindler. I'm not saving the world with my little $50, $100, $200 donations, right? People giving way more than me all the time. But I don't have vacation money, right? I have very little money in savings. I cannot pay my house insurance deductible right now if something comes and tears my roof off, right? But I still give to people in need. I still donate to the people in Minnesota who are dealing with the ICE bullshit fascist government takeover. I give money to kids in Gaza so that they can hopefully have food and tents and warm clothing. I still give money to people stateside who, I feel like supporting. I just would have adjusted a little bit the amount that I had given. And that's all that it comes down to. That's all that it comes down to at the end of the day is I was just uncomfortable with the amount of money that I had given. And if I had a little bit more information, I would have just adjusted it. But after believing that after believing Misty's situation was a certain way for like 3 months, I've only been here for 3 months. And that's, I thought we were making friends and doing all that stuff. But just having that shock, that realization after 3 months, it's like, oh, okay, her situation isn't really that bad. Then yeah, I tried to anonymously unfollow just to give myself a little bit of a break away from the channel. And again, she reached out to me. Okay? That's all it comes down to. She reached out to me first. I was made uncomfortable first. And in an attempt to, like I said, not straight up tell her to her face, I think you lied about your financial situation, I decided that it would be best to just, yeah, sure, let's take a step back. Let's not worry about this. Then after a couple days, after sorting my thoughts out and getting the right words to say, I tried to be a little bit friendly. I said, hey, I've thought it out. Here's my little block of text for what I was feeling and why I reacted the way I did. You know, I'm sorry if it was whatever. Like I said, you were the one Misty was the one who reached out to me. So apparently it affected her in such a way that she needed to say something, right? 5,000 followers and I'm the one that goes. She could have just given it a couple days, right? I would have been back. There would have been no problem. There would have been no issue at all. She wouldn't have known, but she had to reach out for some reason because somebody left the cult. I'm trying not to spin it like that. Okay. I'm trying not to do it like that, but let's be real. It's a little bit, I don't want to say obsessive, but it's against TOS. It's against Twitch's TOS for channel creators to know that people are unfollowing and then to also reach out to those people and ask why they unfollowed. Let's be real. That's against Twitch TOS. So you should believe women, right? And if I made Misty uncomfortable, I'll own that, right? I tried to take as much of the blame on it as I could. I tried to not point the finger at Misty and say, you were the one who put these words out in the situation and this is why, right? I tried to put it all on me. I tried to say I was the one who misunderstood. I probably could have asked clarifying questions, even though it's not. That's another thing I said. And I think this is why she's twisting it to be about the relationship, because I said, it's not my place to ask about your situation. And it's not my place to ask about your financial situation. I don't need to know how much money you got in the bank and in savings and in stocks. I don't need to know how much you make per month, right? It's not my place to ask about your financial situation. I don't give a single flying fuck about what you do with your relationships. But money matters. And here in America, money is how you show your support for different things. The evil institutions in this country, you support them when you give them your dollar. Okay? And that's why I need to take a step back, Misty, because you decided to take a vacation to Nazi fucking Germany. And that's not cool with me. All right? So this is probably for the best that we just maintain our distance. But I do really want to clarify, everybody, that you were the one who reached out to me first. You made me uncomfortable, and you demanded an answer before I was ready to give one.